The first card you have, your past, is the Three of Swords. So obviously this is the sad, heartbreak, conflict, trouble card. I am seeing conflict in this card. I'm actually seeing conflict around a group of people. So this could have been around a family maybe, because I'm actually seeing someone who comes in and out of a group, like in and out of a family group. And, there's a family group sitting there, and when this person comes in, things are fine for a while, and then an argument starts, or some kind of fight or something like that, or a disagreement happens, and then this person kind of takes off and disappears again. So there's a lot of kind of backwards and forwards energy going on. And also this person who comes in and out, they're a very sensitive person, but they're not sensitive in the way that they just kind of cry and kind of sit in a corner. They kind of get really angry and start kind of losing their temper, and then they run off and they kind of flounce off in a fit. So it's almost like this person looks for things to be upset about or angry about or something like that. The other thing I'm seeing around this person is that they might live far away from the rest of this family group, and they might live far away from you as well. Because I think, they don't see these people very often, and they don't see you very often. And then what happens is they visit at certain times, might be people's birthdays, might be kind of holiday times or something. And before they visit, there's kind of always hope. There's kind of an expectation that things are going to be different this time, but it always ends up in some kind of drama or something like that. And I think deep down you really would love to avoid this person. I don't think you want to see this person very much, but I don't think there's really any way to avoid them unless you avoid everyone else as well. Because there might be these kind of family gatherings that everyone goes to, and that might be the only time that you get to see everyone. And so unless you if you want to avoid them, you have to avoid everyone else, and you don't want to do that. So I'm just seeing you might be anticipating this happening again at this time. So you're kind of thinking, oh no, this is going to happen again. I'm going to see this person again. And you're kind of sitting there anticipating this. So you might have been thinking about Christmas time or some other kind of family gathering tradition around this time of year that you go to. And maybe you're thinking about strategies. Maybe you're thinking about how you're going to handle them this time, how you're going to kind of deal with this dynamic around them. And you might have been thinking of things like, oh, maybe I'll arrive late, and maybe I'll sit in the corner and not talk to them, maybe I'll leave early, something like that. And so you're really stressing about this a bit, because it is a stressful situation. Nobody likes to be around this kind of conflict all the time. And, I'd love to tell you that everything's going to be fine, but I actually, to be honest, I just can't see them changing. I think they're always going to be a bit like this, actually. So I think you're going to either have to put up with them, or you're going to have to think of some way that you can minimize the impact on you. That's what I'm seeing. The next card you have, your past, is the Queen of Wands. So yeah, again, I'm looking at the black cat on this card. So this person kind of wanders in, wanders out, wanders in and out. And when they come in, the family kind of always welcomes them, or some people in the group do. They're always enthusiastic about seeing them at the start, but then, it never ends well. They always walk off in a fit or something like that. I'm also seeing that, you might have had, this is really good. This is something about you and something that you've wanted to do for a long, long time. I think you might have had some big ideas around something that you really might have wanted to achieve. Maybe this was a big dream of yours or something like that. But maybe you held yourself back for a long time. You might have felt that you might have actually been thinking that, things that other people did or said, or what happened in your background, or you missed this opportunity or something like that. And you might have been thinking, well, that's why I didn't get to do this thing, because of something else. I don't want to be rude to you, but I think these might be a bit of an excuse, actually. I think you might have actually talked yourself out of it. That's what I'm seeing. So But the good thing is, if you're responsible for this, if you talked yourself out of it, you can talk yourself into it again. And I think this is what you need to do. Now, I know you had a lot of responsibilities as well. And I think, you couldn't just drop everything and do this. But I'm seeing you starting to feel enthusiastic. You did feel enthusiastic about this at some time. And then I think you started to tell yourself that, you needed to be sensible, or that you should stop dreaming or something like that. But no, you shouldn't stop dreaming. If this is what you want to do, you should pursue it, definitely. And, I'm just looking at this card, and on the left-hand side of this queen, you can see these pyramids just down the bottom, and they're pointing up to the sky, and they're saying, go upwards, go up to the sky. But on the right-hand side of this queen, it looks like a kind of a boring concrete road on the right-hand side of her. So if this resonates, and this is what you've been saying to yourself, that, you should just do something ordinary, or you shouldn't pursue this, or you should be sensible, anything like that, don't settle for a boring concrete road. You can still pursue things, and you can still follow what you want to do and still be reasonable and responsible and sensible at the same time. You don't have to have one or the other one. If this is a business you wanted to start, you can do that. You can stay at the job you're already in, and you can start building this up slowly on the side or something like that. You can just start just about anything in the same way. And, if you look at this queen, she's a realistic queen. She's kind of balanced in between the two things. So she's like that, but she's also optimistic. She's holding a sunflower in her hand. So try to find your optimism again. Try to find your enthusiasm again. That's what you had at the beginning. It's still in there, so go and find it again. Don't kind of paper it over or cover it over with a boring concrete road. What you have are the pyramids. Beautiful. They want to send you upwards. They want you to pursue this thing. So please do it. Please try and do it. The last card you have your past is the Ace of Pentacles. So yeah, fantastic card. This is the card showing you that you have opportunities, showing you that you have abundance, stability, the ability to manifest this thing or to manifest anything else you want. This is the one card that you want if this is what you're trying to do. The Ace of Pentacles, this is what you have. And, I'm saying have, because I know this is in your past, but when you have an ace, it influences the whole reading. So this is the Ace of Pentacles influencing your whole reading. So this is really lucky. This is really good for you. You're being handed this gold coin, and this gold coin is guiding you onto the right path. There's a beautiful path on this card. You might not be able to see it, so I'll just move that up so you can see. Yeah, it's a golden path. And it's leading you, the other thing, it's reflecting the Queen of Wands a lot, actually, because this is leading you up to these mountains. And in the Queen of Wands, these pyramids were pointing upwards as well. It's a similar kind of thing. So both of these cards are saying, go up, move upwards, do what you want, move yourself up. That's what I'm seeing. So yeah, revisit this thing, do this thing, pursue this thing that you want to pursue. That's what both of these cards are showing you. The first card you have your present is the Ten of Wands. So I'm getting this feeling of waiting in this card, waiting for someone to call you or waiting for someone to contact you. I'm seeing there might have been a lot of contact between you and this person, but then it either stopped or it slowed down very, very slowly until there was kind of not very much there or nothing really. And I think this is around a love connection because you were waiting, and for some reason you felt that it was their turn to talk to you because you're waiting, you'd put effort in, and maybe it was time for them to put their effort in or something like that. But the person I'm seeing on this card is them. And they have a lot going on in their life. And I know that, if people want to contact you, they will, no matter what's going on in their life. I know that. But if this resonates, maybe try to be a bit patient with this person, because I think that they do have a lot of great big problems going on in their life. I'm seeing studying or learning, and they might even be trying to work and study at the same time. They might be feeling a bit embarrassed, or they might be feeling a bit ashamed about something, actually, because I'm just getting this feeling of being on the edge of disaster. They might feel that they're right on the edge of disaster. They might not know whether they're going to pass or fail, or it might be to do with their job. They might be, just carrying too many things at the same time, and they can't concentrate on everything properly. So they might be thinking, oh, I'm going to lose my job. It might be something like that. So yes, they probably should call you. They probably should tell you. They probably should confide in you, because I know that you'd want to help them, but they don't feel like that. They want to kind of keep this to themselves. So try to be a bit patient with them if you can. That's what I'm seeing. I'm seeing that, they're probably worried, embarrassed. They probably have a lot of things going on that they don't want to share with you at this time. The next card you have for your present is the Hanged Man. So yeah, again, I'm getting this feeling of waiting from you, obviously, with this Hanged Man. That's what he's doing, hanging around, waiting. And maybe you feel as if, you really want to contact them, but you won't do that. It's like you're still waiting. And again, if this resonates, try to be patient and try to concentrate on this thing in the Queen of Wands, this thing that you've always wanted to do, this thing you want to pursue. And, if you look at the Hanged Man, he has a sort of a light bulb around his head. He's not taking action outside of his mind, but there's a lot of action going on inside of his mind. So this is what should be happening with you. Make sure some action is happening inside of your mind. Start planning, thinking about ideas around this thing. Make notes. Start sorting this out inside your head so that you're ready to go forward at the right time. The last card you have for your present is the Ten of Swords. Yes, nobody likes this card. There might actually be someone trying to talk about you, actually, because this can be the backstabbing card sometimes. And I'm just getting the feeling that someone could be talking about you maybe on social media or something like that. It's some kind of platform that people can see by looking at a screen. So, someone could be talking about you, not just you, but I think they might be talking about you and the person that you're with, the person in this Ten of Wands. And I think you might actually know who this is if this resonates with you, because I think someone around them, it could be an ex or someone they know, might be going through a bit of jealousy or something like that. And I think the big message I'm seeing in this card is to let it go. Don't try and fight whatever this is head on. I think if you do know who this is, you might see what's being said. And of course, this is going to make you feel upset or angry or whatever. But this is probably what they want. They want you to be upset. They want you to be angry. They want a reaction out of you. And if they get a reaction out of you, that might prove to this person that you're with that you're a terrible person. You can't hold your temper. You're this and that. So be careful. They might be trying to bait you to say something, to lose your temper, to look crazy or something like that. They might say, oh, see how crazy they are. So just be very careful. This is a manipulative person, a difficult person. So try to let this go. I think if you confront them, it's going to backfire on you probably, and you'll probably have some kind of long drawn out battle in front of you. They'll battle backwards and forwards, and that's going to probably lead to exhaustion as well. And you just don't need that. You have this big thing you're trying to pursue. And I'm getting the feeling that they'll probably remove this eventually on their own, whatever this thing that's up there. I'm seeing someone might be stepping in and they might be talking to them, and they might be saying to them, don't put this up here. I don't think it's a good idea. And then I think they might take it off. So, yeah, do your best to ignore whatever this is. And I think, if people do read this thing about you, I don't think they're going to think worse of you. They're probably going to think worse of them. That's what I'm seeing in that card. So the first card you have for your future is the Hermit. So yes, I think you're going to step back from this gossip, this social media drama kind of thing. And yeah, again, you're going to be angry when you first see this, of course, and a bit upset, which is understandable. But once you get away from this and you step away, get some time to yourself like the Hermit, and think slowly, think carefully about this, you're going to realize that rising above this is the best way to go. And I think you might have had some gossip or something like that in your last reading, actually. So this might be the same person. It might be, the same person doing other things to you or whatever. They might not have given up on creating problems for you. But I just think, again, if you look at this hermit, he's walking along this path by himself. He's following his own path and he's up high. So we're seeing him from below. So again, you're going to rise above this. That's the best place for you to be, rising above. The next card you have for your future is Death. Yes. I'm glad you have this card because you're going to be transitioning. And I think there would have been a time where you would have reacted to this gossip quite badly, actually. I'm not saying you would have screamed and yelled and caused a problem or anything like that, any dramas. I don't think it's like you to do that, but you probably would have held on to this. You probably would have held on to these words and internalized them and kept them inside yourself and upset yourself about it. But I think at this time you're not doing it. I think you put all of that negativity, gossip, everything else behind you, as well as your own words that were discouraging you that I was seeing there. You put that behind you as well. So you're just going to be really putting everything behind you, all of this negativity, and you're just going to really be starting to work on this thing that I saw in the Queen of Wands. And what you're going to do is you're just going to let them spend their time gossiping, wasting their time. You're not going to waste your time. You're going to spend your time walking along that path in the Ace of Pentacles and getting what you want done. Working, thinking, all of that thing. You're just going to get that done now. The last card you have for your future is the Four of Cups. So I think you might actually be reaching out to this person in the Ten of Wands at this time. I think, you might have held back, and then you might have thought, look, I just really need to talk to them. Again, I'm seeing this as a love connection. So they're not going to reject you, but they are, I think, going to be showing you that they are feeling a little bit down. They're not going to be enthusiastic about speaking to you. I think they might not be in the mood to talk to you or anyone else. It's not just you. I don't think they're trying to avoid you on purpose. I think this person's just very down. They might even be a little bit depressed, actually. I hope they're not, but whatever the problem is, it's not you. I can see that. So if this resonates, maybe just let them know that you're there if they need you. And maybe if you're worried about them, if it is more serious, if this is depression or something like that, try asking a relative or a friend who's around them about them. Just make sure you have someone checking up on them, making sure they're okay. And I think eventually they are going to come and open up to you and talk to you again, but not at this time. It might take them a little bit of time to do that because I think they have a lot of pride, and I think they might be embarrassed about something. They might have failed at something, or they might think they might be waiting to see if they actually have or not before they come and speak to you. So, be patient with them once again.